Mute that.
All right. Okay, so it is officially 9:30. I just wanted to wait and see if we had anybody else jump on before we got started. But now that it is 9:30, we will go ahead and begin with KWB Orientation. Basically, the purpose of orientation is going to be just to share with you guys our website for KW Valentine. It's not a KWRI, big old Keller Williams, very nationwide website. This is specific to our office, and it's one that we actually place these resources on here for you. So I'm going to go through everything that's available to you on the website just to share with you some of those resources, because I know that when you are first starting out, it can be a little bit overwhelming. Maybe we feel like we don't have a whole lot of direction right now. That's why I'm going to share with you guys this website in the hopes that that helps you guys and gives you an idea of where you can be looking for some of those answers as those questions arise. Obviously, I am always available for questions. So if you guys ever have any, you're welcome to email me at any time. And I'm happy to answer those for you. If I don't know the answer, I'm glad to connect you with who does. So please don't be a stranger. If you guys have questions, I definitely want to make sure that there's clarity around what's going on. So always come to me if you've got any. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, this website is going to be kwbresources.com. So again, that's kwbresources.com. And this is going to be our Valentine specific website. If you were to type that in, it's going to direct you right here to this homepage. Underneath this new agent button right here, if you were to click on it, it'll take you to a new agent tab. This is going to be very helpful information for you guys as you're first starting out. So if you have some questions and are wondering if there's any specific kind of hub of information that you guys can be looking at, this is going to be a really good starting point. On the left-hand side here, under the getting started information, if you were to click on learn more, and I apologize, we're going to maybe have a couple of videos in here that might automatically play, so it might get a little noisy and I will immediately cut it out. But for this first tab here, this is actually going to take you to a quick little PDF. It's a brief checklist and overview that kind of explains the onboarding process to you guys. So most of us are all the way through onboarding. Some of us might still be in the midst of some of it, but most of you guys have already done everything here. So let me get you, hang on, Andrew, I see you raise your hands. Let me, go ahead if you've got any questions.
Is it okay if I
Oh,
record
I
this?
actually can't hear you. Huh, hold on, let me make sure my stuff's all right. Aha, hold on. Can you ask your question again?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can. Sorry, somebody had manipulated the settings a little bit, so they changed my speaker on me.
I was hoping, so I've got a record button here on the screen.
Mhm.
And is it okay if I record this just in case I have to kind of go back and forth with the little guy?
Absolutely. So I'm actually recording it as well. And this recording will be posted to a YouTube channel. So if you want to record it for yourself, you're more than welcome to. If not, this recording will be available to you either way. So
Okay.
whatever works best for you, you're welcome to do.
Let's see. So I'm hitting record and it says, ask host to give you permission to record.
Okay, let's see. I don't see anything on my end. It's like a notification to allow it. So what I'll do, if it's okay with you, is I will take the recording once it's processed in just a few hours and I'll send it to you. Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect. All righty. So hi, Spencer, how are you? Good. So we did just get started, so you haven't missed anything crazy yet. So the purpose of orientation, we're just going to be going over the Valentine website to talk about some of those resources that are available to you. And that website is kwbresources.com, just so you know it. If you'd like to follow along on your laptop, you're more than welcome to. If you'd rather just sit and watch, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Whatever you think is going to work best for your learning style. Yeah, of course. All right. So under that first getting started button, if you guys were to look, this is a PDF here that just, like I said, breaks down the onboarding process. You'll gotta get an overview of what's going to be asked of you to provide in your onboarding process. Also, just kind of give you an idea of who's going to be reaching out to you at what point, what they're going to be looking for. And then the very bottom that I do like to touch base on for you guys, especially if you've already kind of finished up your onboarding process, is going to be the things that you can begin to do immediately. Some of those things are obviously to check out the website, kind of get comfortable using it, also to attend office meetings. So one of the meetings is KWB Orientation. So congrats, guys, you got one off your list. Joining Ignite is another really, really great thing that we recommend to you guys. Especially if you're new to real estate, we highly recommend that you guys check out Ignite just because it does give you a strong foundation and kind of helps springboard your real estate career. It's actually 20 sessions. They've recently revamped it. And it is going to kick off actually just next Monday of session 1 tomorrow. Yep, I know, I saw that. Tomorrow is going to be an Ignite launch, which basically Jess Pegg, one of our top producing agents, she's going to come in and meet with you guys. She's going to give you a brief overview, kind of similar to orientation. She's going to give you some information about the office, things like that'll be helpful, but also give you just an idea of what the next 4 weeks would look like since it is 20 sessions long. And in that, she's also going to be explaining to you guys the conversations you could have with a client. If they called you session 1 of Ignite and, hey, we just haven't talked about what I should do with a buyer yet, she's going to give you some scripts and information that will be helpful to you. There's also going to be lots of handouts and an opportunity to purchase Ignite materials as well. So be present for that. If you guys plan to attend Orientate or plan to do Ignite, we would love to have you. And it just kind of, again, sets the stage, gives you some information, also allows you to meet the people that you'd be in class with too. So good opportunity there. The next thing on this list is to join our Facebook pages. We actually have 2 that are specific to this office. They're private groups. One is going to be internal for this office between agents and leadership. We've also got one that includes our vendor partners. So that way you guys can get connected to those vetted vendors that are part of our program here. So I will share those with you guys here momentarily. And then the last thing on here to touch on is registering your car with Torrington Preferred Parking. So if you guys plan to be here, especially if you're doing Ignite and you're going to be here daily and kind of coming in more frequently, I would always recommend just going ahead and registering your car with Torrington Preferred Parking. Again, I've never seen anybody get towed, but I do not want you guys to run off of that word from me. So just go ahead. If you plan to be here more than a few times a month, maybe the visitor spots, there's only a few, so it's not super convenient. I would just recommend registering your car. It's free to you. If you click on that link right there, it will take you to a separate website here, and it'll ask for just a little bit of information. When it does ask you what building we're in, we are building 2. We are the yellow one on here, but just a little bit of information, but it allows you to register up to 3 vehicles under the same pass. So if you switch cars with your spouse sometimes because, hey, that one's got to go to the shop, this is something that's really great because you can just register everything you own under one. And it just gives them an idea, again, of who's going to be in the parking lot, help save you the heartache. But there are visitor spots. If you guys do plan to be here only a couple times, then go ahead and continue as you were. Again, I just like to share that with you as a just in case. On the right-hand side here, there's a little bit more information. Basic training is shared here. If you were to click on learn more, it's actually going to take you to Scott Leroy, and this is going to be where a website. So Scott Leroy is our third-party marketing consultant that helps to set everyone's Keller Cloud setup information, all their technology. So you got your logins and commands, you got your website, you've gotten your email. I believe everyone that is here today has gotten all of that done. But Scott Leroy is incredibly helpful beyond just setting that up. Obviously, they are well-versed in KW technology. So they're really, really helpful if you guys have questions. And with their size and their capacity, they are phenomenal actually at responding to you guys. So if you have a question, support@scottleroymarketing.com, and that website, that email will be in here as well. That's a really great email for you guys to just reach out to, because usually you can get a response from them within the next like 30 minutes at the most, just touching base with you, making sure that they can help you however they can. But there's plenty on here as well beyond just their tech support. There's also opportunity if you guys are interested in doing a QR code for flyers. There's a QR code generator on here. Again, you'll get that QR code back within about 24 hours. But so super phenomenal customer service. They are really, really great. The only other 2 things that I do prefer to show you, although there's plenty to dive into if you wanted to check out their website as well. The first is under agent resources. If you were to go and hover over training and then select the training calendar option, it will ask you to provide our market center number, but that number is 350. And you'll notice that that number kind of repeats a lot. It's actually in our Wi-Fi password and things like that. So you'll see that number several times, but that's all it takes to get in. But once you are in, you'll be able to actually see here that they've got an entire month worth of tech classes. We do offer some in-house tech classes here as well. But again, if you guys maybe Jules and Leah meet on Tuesdays. Tuesday is just not great for my schedule. So is there any way I could maybe do a DocuSign class on a Friday? And the answer is yes. So like they will run their classes from 1 to 2 every single day. They are Zoom, but they are live classes that you can hop on at any time. And again, this resource is free to you guys to use as agents with Valentine. So please utilize it as much as you see fit, especially as you guys are first starting out and learning your tech. That would be something I would highly recommend. They also do different classes on like Facebook ads. So it's not just specific to KW technology. If you guys wanted to have more information on how you guys could be promoting yourself through digital marketing, they're happy to help you guys there as well. And then the last thing I like to share with you guys, just as a quick overview, if you were to hover over this store dropdown, you'll see that they offer several different items here that you guys can order through them. So one of the biggest questions I probably get as agents on board is, do we get business cards from you? And unfortunately, the answer is no. Keller Williams does not provide business cards, but we do partner very closely with Scott Leroy, and they offer phenomenal deals as a result. So you guys can order even 500 business cards for $39. So there's a really, really great price point through Scott Leroy, and they've got pre-done templates as well. So that's almost even better, is I don't have to think creatively about how I want this to look. I could just put my information in and boom, you've got a business card produced. So that's not the only thing they offer. They obviously have name tags. They've got other phenomenal information on here and products that you guys are welcome to order. But this is just a starting point for you guys. So you have that as a resource in your back pocket in case you guys are looking to get some business cards ordered. I would highly recommend Scott Leroy. That's actually where I got my own done. And they've got several templates available to you. Again, they're already done up as Keller Williams. So it saves you guys a lot of time and hassle, if you will. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to close out of Scott Leroy. But again, that's all right here under this right-hand side. If you were to scroll a little bit further down, these are some of those Facebook pages that we discussed briefly. One of those is going to be Keller Williams Valentine. That's the first one here, is that internal Facebook page that's just with our agents and leadership. Being a part of this Facebook page would allow you guys to not only communicate with other agents in this office, we do have over 500 agents. So there's a lot of people with a lot of great information. They're happy to help. So something I see very commonly on our Facebook page is people asking, hey, I've got a need for an open house. I need somebody to help me with it. Would anybody be available to do this? Is anyone available to do a showing? That's a really great way for you guys as new agents to get your foot in the door and just start getting into action. But there is also opportunity for you guys to ask questions. So if you guys are looking for something specific, you're welcome to drop that in there and people will happily give you information. Sometimes if there's a vendor that we do not have, so I think right now we are maybe looking for surveyors and things like that. So if there's somebody that you check the vendor sheet and, hey, we don't have any surveyors, but I need somebody, you can drop that in that Facebook page and say, does anyone have a great surveyor that they love to use in Fort Mill? And then people will screenshot their contacts from their phone and put them right there for you. So it's a really great way for you guys to get information from our agents. The other really phenomenal thing about that is that I, as leadership and other members of leadership, will be posting in there very frequently. And that's a way for us to welcome new agents, a way for us to commend other agents on their achievements, and also a really great way for you guys to understand and be aware of the trainings and events we've got coming. So definitely recommend joining that Facebook page. If there's anything that I would recommend taking away from today, join the Facebook page because it's just a really great way for you guys to stay involved and aware of what's going on in the market center. And the next one here is going to be a similar concept. That's again, that private group that's between us and vendor partners. So you guys as agents would be able to be on a Facebook group with all of our vetted vendor partners. And so anytime that you guys would be looking for someone specific, you guys could simply type in electrician on that page, and any electricians that we partner with will be able to generate right there. You'll have their contact information, be able to look over their services, their reviews, all that great stuff and more. So again, it's just a really great way for you guys to immediately get connected with a great slew of vendors that will be able to assist you and your clients. And the next thing to also note is sometimes they're posting deals in there that they're running that you may be able to take advantage of or have your client take advantage of. So I just recommend being part of both of those pages to be instantly connected and kind of plugged into what's going on here. We do live in a world that's kind of gotten very digital, especially post-COVID. So I think that being a part of those is a great way for you guys to be connected, even if you're not physically in the office. The next thing here, I'm not going to necessarily open it all up for you, but these are our Kellerisms. Kellerisms is an entire little PDF here, and the Kellerisms are really helpful because they break down the language that you'll hear spoken here at Keller Williams. So you may notice that some of the words don't translate to the real world. I don't know what that is outside of being right here, and that's okay. That's part of the beauty of Keller Williams in a way. But if you guys are having any confusion about like, okay, I'm not quite sure what a CAP is, or I'm not quite sure what an MCA does, if you guys were to look at that spreadsheet right there, it will actually break down all of that terminology for you, and it will put it in real world terms. So you'll be able to understand it a little bit better. But again, if you guys are feeling, that's my suggestion. If you guys are a little more timid, but don't feel like you have to be, you're more than welcome to always ask me, hey, I don't understand what this means. Could you provide some clarity? And I'm happy to do that for you. A little bit further down, again, we're still under this new agent tab just because it's a nice way to kind of centralize this information for you guys as you're first starting out. Under the command section here on the left-hand side, if you guys have questions as you're navigating commands, and maybe it's 3 a.m. and nobody's going to answer this text because there's no way anyone else is awake right now, but I'm really curious why it's doing this or how I should do this. If you go to answers.kw.com, if you were to click this button right here, it will navigate you to a web page that is entirely built up of frequently asked questions about commands. So it's a really great opportunity for you guys to find the solutions to issues you may be experiencing, or to understand how you should be doing something through commands in an efficient way. So please utilize that website. Again, if that's something that works well for your learning style, that's a resource that's available to you on demand. And there's also a sister website to this, which is ideas.kw.com. And that's a really great website as well. It's a suggestion opportunity. So if you guys would like to provide feedback about command, ways that you think they could be improving it, please do. They're always looking for different ways that they can be improving it and making it more agent friendly. So if you guys feel like there's any suggestions you have, especially as new agents and first learning the platform, if there's ways to simplify things or to clean it up a little bit, go ahead and share your suggestions because they'd love to hear from everybody. They do want this to be as user-friendly as possible. And I think they've gone a long way, but if there's more that can be done, always share your thoughts. The last little bit here, we've got a little bit about Ignite. There's an opportunity for you guys to download materials, but as I mentioned, there is another way for you guys to access those materials as well. Those are through the office training calendar, and that might even be a little easier. So I will share that with you in just a second. A little bit further, we do have that office training calendar. There's a way to pull to that information right here. What I always say is that on this website, you'll notice there's several different ways to get connected to the same information. So I try to share with you guys the easiest way. So I'm not going to show you guys the training calendar just yet because there's a much faster way to get to it. Doesn't require as much scrolling. So I'll show you that when it makes the most sense to share. But a little bit further down, we've also got information about our conference room. So we do offer several conference rooms on this floor, and they are great resources for you guys to utilize. Again, free to you guys as agents. They vary in capacity. Some can be as small as 4, some go up to about 10. So please do utilize those resources. We prefer that you guys, obviously, to keep them on rotation, to have them available for our agents. We suggest that you guys keep to about 2 hours a day in those conference rooms. But it is a phenomenal thing for you guys to use because it gives you that privacy. It gives you a little bit of intimacy if you guys are trying to converse with a coach or a client. So utilize those. We do offer day desks as well. Those are actually just down the hall. So if you guys are simply just looking for an independent little workspace where you guys can kind of have some peace and quiet, I recommend using one of those day desks. They are also on rotation. There are office spaces and desks available for rent if you guys want to explore that route. But if you guys are just looking for quick and easy ways for you guys to utilize for just a meeting or two, those would be my suggestions. Booking a conference room is actually as simple as you would register here using this button. You'll put in your email and you'll create a password just to have a login for this website. But once you go to book a conference room, it will open up to a spreadsheet that tells you the name of every conference room we've got, capacity it holds, and it'll allow you to just drag and drop right in there where you'd like to confirm a booked appointment. So, and you'll be able to see if any of them are booked at the time you want, and you'll kind of have a whole overview. It's a really, really nice way to do it. If you guys are experiencing any difficulty trying to book a conference room, I would recommend just reach out to me. I am an admin on that page, so I can kind of help resolve any issues you guys are having. So if you're noticing anything's not working or you're having any trouble, do reach out to me so I can help correct that. But this is all, like I said, under the new agent tab, just kind of gives you a good overview of information as is, but there's plenty more to share. So I'm going to go ahead and take us right back to that home page. Oops. I'm going to take us right back to the home page here. And we're going to scroll down just a little bit. These are all the wonderful people on our leadership team here and their roles, what they do, their contact information. So if you guys are having any trouble, don't know who you can reach out to about specific things, this is a really good overview of who those people might be. Again, always reach out if you're not sure. I'm happy to connect you with who's got those answers for you. But this is a really great opportunity for you guys to understand who's available on leadership and what they do. A little further down, our wonderful tech coordinators, Jules and Leah, who you just saw, they offer a tech tip kind of video, and they do update this fairly often. So if you guys are having any curiosity or, hey, how could I be doing something maybe a little more efficiently and effectively? They're going to have all that insight right here. They'll post like little, again, it's very small videos, nothing really exceeding 10 minutes. So quick and easy way for you guys to have a new tip in your tool belt. But they will also be offering classes and things like that are really helpful. Going a little bit further, if you were to continue scrolling, you will come across the office calendar. But for future, the easiest way to do it would be to actually select this office calendar tab. It'll actually pull you right down to this exact spot to make it a little faster for you. But you'll be able to see here everything that we've got going on in the month of November. If you were to even scroll further, you'd be able to see everything we've got planned for the month of December. So I would say that December, we might still cram a couple extra things in there, but we do have a lot already on the calendar. So feel free, as you guys are getting started, go ahead and start looking at the calendar. That's probably where I'd immediately direct you. Look at the calendar, see what we've got going on in the market center, and start getting plugged in. If you guys would like to attend a training about how to get leads, awesome. Go ahead, sign up for it. You'll be able to see here. I mean, obviously, you'll notice they're kind of cut off, and maybe, okay, well, so what's this? If we were to click on it, you'll be able to see a little bit more information. This is actually Tasha Vining's T group. It'll provide a little bit more information there for you as well. I know, for example, next Wednesday, we'll click on one here. We've got Mindset is Everything with PJ, who was actually the one who was just walking around earlier. So Mindset is Everything with PJ Kennedy. You'll be able to see a little bit more information. You've got the when and where. You've got a little bit more information about what the class entails. And if you scroll a little bit further, you'll be able to see that there's also a registration link. So you guys can go ahead and get signed up right away. There's usually flyers attached as well. Sometimes they require my permission through like the Google Calendar that I base this out of. So if that happens, I'll see it right away, and I'll be able to give you guys permission to see the file. But again, there's plenty going on. If you guys ever see a +2 or +3, click on it, and I'll just kind of give you the full breakdown of what's going on that day, but we do keep very busy here in this market center. So just utilize those resources as much as you'd like. Again, there's hardly ever going to be a training or event that is specific to a certain kind of agent. Usually they are just open-ended. If you think that you can benefit from it, we believe in equal opportunity. So if you can benefit from it, or you can plug this into your business, whether it's now or later, you're welcome to come to these classes. So go ahead and start getting signed up, because you never know the value of what you're going to learn when you're in there. But please utilize that calendar. Again, that's where you're going to find all those links to everything. And you'll also notice that you'll be able to see when you're kind of going through there. If it's a hybrid experience, you'll be able to see the Zoom link as well. So you guys can kind of decide based off your schedule what would work best for you. But I'll keep going a little bit further. We do have some things that recur very commonly in our market center, including team meetings. We've got forms classes. We've got ALC meetings. Orientation, for example, is a recurring meeting. But if you guys are wondering when those are set to keep happening, and maybe you missed one team meeting, but you want to know when the next one will be, this kind of gives you a little brief understanding of what those meetings entail, but also when they will be on the calendar. So you guys have an idea of when the next one is, if you didn't want to go through and try to find it through each of these little drop downs. So again, these are wonderful trainings to get involved with. Our ALC meetings are amazing, and I'll kind of explain a little bit more about those in just a minute. Our team meetings are kind of our Tuesday parties, as we like to call it. It kind of gets everybody into this room. Sometimes it can even be standing room only, because we get so many people. And it's just a great opportunity. You get not only the opportunity to, one, welcome new agents and commend achievements, but you also get the opportunity. Sometimes we're touching base on the market, what it's doing, what can we be saying to our clients, how can we be having these conversations. But we also get the opportunity, sometimes we have special guests, and they'll come in and talk to us a little bit as well. We also have our vendor fair, as we like to call it. We'll invite this and open this opportunity to our vendors. So our vendors will also come in, and they'll set up here in these high top tables, and they'll be out there ready to meet you guys. So it's another opportunity for you guys to get connected with some of those vendor partners we've got, understand some of their services, and hopefully utilize what they do. A little bit further, this is going to be our broker in charge information. So Sabra Romeo is our broker in charge here. Tasha Viney is what we call our broker in charge associate, or our BIC associate. So she's kind of Sabra's right-hand man. She's super, super helpful and very, very knowledgeable. Tasha's actually got office hours posted here as well. So if you guys were looking for questions that maybe Tasha can assist you with, she would be happy to do that. And these are the hours you can expect her to be here. She's actually going to be in an office that's right over here in this corner right there. So very centrally located in this office. You don't have to go hunting for her. And we've also got, again, Sabra is amazing. She is probably the knower of all things. But Sabra is not always in the office. She's actually at home right now. She stays at home with her, I think, 99-year-old mother. So she tries to stay away from all of the agents, especially post-COVID. But she will be here for our potluck dinner in a couple weeks. So you guys will get the opportunity to meet her. But she's amazing. And if you guys are having any legal questions or in the moment, like situation, like caught on fire type moments, reach out to Sabra directly. Her information is right here. But if you guys have some of those questions that, okay, this isn't urgent, this can wait, and it's more administrative, as we call it, I would recommend actually emailing the KW Valentine BIC Gmail account, because that's shared by Sabra and Tasha. So that's double monitoring, if you will. So you have a higher chance of hearing back quickly. But again, reach out to Sabra, obviously, if the world has caught on fire and we need to put some of those fires out. Reach out to her directly. But these are those two wonderful ladies that have all the information in the world, and they're happy to share it. A little bit lower, we've got our Agent Leadership Council. This is our ALC. These agents are all in our top 20% here. These are agents who run a very successful business, but also like to volunteer their time to give back to Valentine. So they each represent different committees here, and you'll actually see as they go by what their committee is, who they are, and what their email is. And these committees are all dedicated to, again, trying to take feedback from other agents and try to implement different things into how we can benefit and better Valentine. So if you guys are interested in providing any feedback, or even just kind of hearing the conversations they're having, what does a social committee meeting look like? What are they talking about? What are we going to have next month? If you guys are interested in any of that, or maybe technology, finance, We've got growth committee. They talk about passive income and how you can wealth build. If you guys are interested, reach out to these individuals. They're so happy to share their information with you. They're happy also to have you guys attend some of those meetings, which are on the office calendar. So you'll have an idea of when they're meeting and can meet with them. They usually do the first Tuesday or Wednesday of the month. But again, reach out to them because they'll happily answer your questions and get you excited about the meeting. A little bit lower down here, we do have our wonderful productivity coaches. So this kind of begins our what we call a 3-pillar mentorship program here. So your productivity coach is going to be absolutely phenomenal when it comes to helping you guys to goal set and strategize on how to achieve them. So they're going to be really helpful in helping you to kind of get that momentum. They're going to be in your corner cheering you on, but also sitting down with you and having that conversation of, okay, so we plan to have 50 units this year. We're at 20. So do we change our goal? Are we trying to strive for a different goal? Are we still aiming for that 50? And if we are, what have we been doing? How can we change what we're doing to maybe see that number increase? So these are going to be phenomenal people. They're going to help you guys to help you just to achieve those goals. So please do meet with them often. They offer group training or group coaching sessions, and they'll be able to share that with you. But they do also offer one-on-one conversations. So reach out to your coach if you're interested in having a one-on-one where you guys can have those conversations. But just amazing information, especially in the market climate right now. Great people to get to talk to because they're going to help you to understand ways that you guys can be finding your clients as opposed to your clients coming to you. Maybe if your sphere is not super, super broad, they'll be able to help you guys out. Your T group partners, another resource here, that's that second pillar of mentorship that we've got here at KW Ballantyne. Your T group partners are going to be phenomenal individuals to get to know as well. They're going to be really, really seasoned agents who are confident in our forms and the different transactions you guys will experience. So if you guys have questions about a specific contract that again is not a legal thing that you would have to bring to SABRA, but if it's just, hey, I'm not sure, does the seller need to sign right here or things like that, these are going to be the agents that you guys can get to talk to. So we've actually got a quick little group here, Tasha Viney being one of them. But these agents are wonderful and provide lots of information. So again, if you guys are feeling a little uncertainty about how to fill out a form or contract or what's needed for a given transaction, these are actually going to be the best people to talk to. You've each been assigned a T group partner. If you cannot figure out who your T group partner is or you haven't seen that, please let me know. I'm happy to share that information with you so you guys can get connected. These individuals will meet weekly as well. So be on the lookout for their meeting times. Try to engage with those meetings because again, they're just going to chunk down that information for you and explain to you, okay, so today we're going to talk about this specific form, how we're going to fill it out, what it means. So again, they just break down that information so you guys can feel like it's not as overwhelming to learn it, but also still have all of it when you go into that first transaction so you can have the utmost confidence and comfort when you're talking to your clients. So again, wonderful people to reach out to. If you have not gotten connected with your T group partner yet, I highly recommend just reaching out. Their contact information, again, was shared to you in that email from me. So please reach out to them if they've not reached out to you just yet, just to get to know each other a little bit better. But also, if you guys are having difficulty reaching out, maybe Connie's on vacation for, I know at one point in the summer, she actually was on vacation for a quick week, but she was actually on a cruise. So, you know, signal's kind of crazy when you're on a cruise. So if you guys are having trouble reaching out, because my T group partner's on a cruise right now, you can reach out to any of those partners. They're so happy to answer your questions. So again, let me know if you guys are having trouble finding their information because I'll absolutely share it with you. And the third and final pillar of that mentorship is actually going to be your first step partners. So your first step partners here are also provided to you in the same email. You'll have their information as your T group partner. These first step partners are kind of experts on KWB, if you will. So if you've got a question about where the mail room is, where my license is, how do I know when I've received my parking pass, or who do I talk to when I want to drop off my commission check? All those questions, these individuals will have those answers. And they obviously care a lot about you guys as you're first transitioning into being a KWB agent. So they are very excited to share that information. They want to check in on you and make sure you're doing all right. And so they will be contacting you guys here and there just to make sure in those first few months that you guys are doing well and you're getting settled. If you guys ever obviously need to reach out to them directly, please do. But other than that, I know Carrie Rabenowitz, for example, she calls her agents in her group every Friday, I believe. So everything's great. You don't need to pick up the phone call from Carrie. Don't even worry about calling her back. That's okay. She understands. She's like, if they don't call me back, I know they're okay. But if you guys miss the call, you're welcome to call her right back. She'd be happy to chat. She's very, very friendly. So we're all these wonderful ladies. And the only other thing I would mention real quick is they also, if you see here, it says a new agent 30, 60, 90 ramp up. So what that is that's actually a checklist that's through Google Sheets. And it just gives you an overview of all these different things that you guys can be doing in those first 6 months or first 3 months here. Excuse me. So if you guys are feeling lost or confused, and maybe I don't want to be told exactly what to do, but I just want some direction and guidance as to things I can be working on that would help me to propel my business forward. That's going to be a really, really great resource for you guys. Use that checklist because there's a lot on there, and it just kind of gives you, again, an idea of things you can be doing. Nobody's going to grade you on it, so don't feel like you have to accomplish everything on the list. But if you're really feeling like, okay, I'm a little overwhelmed, what's the first thing I should be working on? Where can I start? That's going to be a really great guidance tool for you. So please do reference that as often as you'd like to. If it's going to help you, that's all that matters to us. So utilize that. At the bottom here, you'll notice we do have some more links. Again, these are just links to different websites that we find helpful, that our agents have recommended, or things that like Canopy that you'll be getting connected to. Again, that information is shared to you in another spot on this website. So I'll show you that when the time comes to make it a little easier. That way you don't have to scroll all the way to the bottom. If you were to actually click on this next tab under FAQs, it'll be frequently asked questions about Valentine's. So if you're looking for who to talk to about your commission request. If you were to hover over this tile right here under commission request, it'll actually tell you who on leadership is responsible for that and what their contact information is. So again, just helps give you a little bit of guidance there. If you've got a question about a contract, you can contact Sabra. If you've got a question about commands, Jules and Leah are great to reach out to. So again, this is just a loose idea of what these people do, what falls under their responsibility umbrella, if you will. If you're realizing your question is not on there, or nothing really close to your questions on there, and you don't know who to reach out to, come to me first. And again, I'll get you connected with who you need to talk to. But if you're feeling like you don't know and you want to check, this can help you find an immediate person to reach out to who will help you with your question. Under this on-demand training tab, I'm actually going to skip over the about for the day. If you were to go into on-demand training, you'll notice that it is password protected. So this password protected tab is actually, if you look, it is identical to our Wi-Fi password if you just take off the exclamation point. So it's going to be capital B AMC 350. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in. So it's capital B, a lowercase AMC 350. And then there we go. Once you are in here, you'll notice that there are other resources available. We keep these password protected again, because this is where you guys are going to find some really good stuff that you're going to love, which is forms, contracts, all that good stuff. So on the left-hand side of this on-demand training tab, if you were to click right here, this will actually take you to a YouTube channel for Keller Williams Valentine. So if you guys are ever missing out, hey, I couldn't make it to Jules and Leah's last tech class, but I know that they talked about mapping out my marketing plan. And I just really, really, really want to know what they talked about with these agents. I really wish I could have been there. We post those recordings here. So these recordings are going to be of those recurring trainings. So I will say they are exclusive to what you see here as our playlist compilation. So it's going to be Tech Tuesday classes, KWB Orientation, Compliance Orientation, Forms classes, and team meetings. But if you guys ever miss any of these opportunities and you really would like to be a part of what they talked about, that's where you can find their recordings. I usually update this weekly or bi-weekly. So you'll see those recordings added here almost instantaneously. I wouldn't necessarily, again, give me a couple hours maybe, because it does take a little bit for Zoom even to process the recording. But these are where you can find that information. I've got several agents who rely on that because sometimes team meetings just clash with their schedule, but they know that there's value in the conversations they're having, especially who the special guest is. So please check out these recordings. It's that opportunity for you guys to have that information on demand so that it's kind of on the go with you and can work well for your life. So use this as much as you need to. If you're ever noticing there's a recording that's not posted that you know was out there, you're more than welcome to email me. Again, I kind of manipulate and add to this. So if you're noticing team meeting did not get added last week and, hey, I just want to check in, was there a recording for that? I'm happy to share it with you if it's not already on the website. And if it isn't on the website, that's my cue to say, oh, you're right, I need to add that on there. So I would absolutely recommend checking that out. Again, if your life kind of gets a little hectic, maybe your dual career, that's a really, really great resource for you. And on the right-hand side here under Command on Demand, if you were to click on Demand, this is where a video will yell at you. I'm going to see if I can catch it in time though. So this is actually going to be Scott Leroy's YouTube channel. So again, that third-party marketing consultant that is incredibly useful when it comes to tech information. This is their YouTube channel. So if you guys have information, if you learn really well from a more tutorial style, this is a great resource for you guys. So their information can vary. It can be 2-minute videos. It can be an hour and a half. There's lots of content on here and it all focuses on different things. So feel like you can always reference this if you guys are looking for information on how to kind of get everything together. They do offer just kind of different overviews. They've got Scott Leroy overviews. They've got Facebook ads. They also offer brief little tech tips. So if you guys were looking to add content to Command through your Command website through a Google document, they've got a video for that. If you guys are looking for creating a free MailChimp account, they've got a video for that. So do utilize that. There's also classes, so they will post those same recordings. Maybe that 1 to 2 o'clock opportunity to be a part of their Zoom class is just not convenient. They'll post those later, so you guys can always come in and again, on demand, see that information and experience it. They do offer Command overview webinars, so just to really get the understanding of how to use Command and how to operate it. There is information there. They've also got digital marketing tips. So if marketing is not your background, but you want to know how you can begin to do that and implement it into your business, there's tips and information on there as well. So again, this is a resource free to you guys. Nobody is going to require that you use it, but it's there if you would like to. Again, this is kind of all what you make of it. We've got a lot of information, resources, training available to you guys. And if you would like to use them, they are absolutely there for you. A little bit lower, it's a little bit more information about Ignite. If you guys are curious about a little bit more information for what Ignite entails, what you can expect from it, what's the benefit to my business. There's a little blurb here about it, but I'm also happy to share that information with you at any time. So feel free to email me if you've got questions about it. And under this next tab here is our office resources. Again, that is going to be a password protected tab. It's the same password that we just went over. So it's that capital B, lowercase AMC, number 350. But under the office resources, if we were to click on it, I'm going to actually let us get in real quick. This is going to be the tab that you guys are going to love, probably the most. Under the left-hand side here, under general forms, this is going to be some North Carolina forms for you guys. If you were South Carolina licensed, those are going to be on the right-hand side here. I'm going to go ahead and go under this side here. Because you'll see almost identical forms on the South Carolina side, but any North Carolina specific forms that relate especially to KW Valentine, that's where you can find those. So if you're looking for referral agreements, things like that, this is where you can find them. If you're looking for a W-9, this is where you can find it. Different things like that, addendums, agreements that we've got with some of our joint ventures here. So if you guys are looking for any of that information, this is where you will be able to find it. Again, it's as simple as clicking on it. It's in a Google Drive, so you're able to print it directly off of there or save it to your computer if you'd like. But just to recap, these are, again, very Valentine specific forms. You're not going to be able to find every form or contract on here. What I would recommend you guys do if you're looking for something and you stopped here first and it's just not there, it will be available to you guys through DocuSign. If you're having difficulty getting those forms to show up or populate in DocuSign, from what I understand, again, tech is not my background. From what I understand, you have to input your NERDS number. If you're not quite sure how to do that, reach out to Jules and Leah. They're happy to tell you how to do it. I know a couple other people on staff also know how to do that, but they're happy to share with you. And so you'll be able to see a lot through DocuSign. The other thing that I would recommend as a resource that Carla Kettler, our compliance coordinator, is a big fan of is zip forms. It's available to you through Matrix. So if you guys go through and scroll kind of to the bottom of your Matrix profile, you'll be able to see zip forms. That's where she said that she finds the majority of forms. So just so you guys have that information now, again, if you guys are looking for a specific form, you can reach out to your T-Group partner. You can reach out to Tasha. You could reach out to Carla, even knows where a lot of forms are located. So feel free to utilize those resources here. But this is going to be a good stopping point for you guys if you're looking for a KWB specific form, like a referral agreement. I will say that's probably the most common question I will get is where's the referral agreement? It's right here. So again, that's just the North Carolina side. You'll notice South Carolina, there's going to be a lot of similar forms on this side. I'm not going to necessarily take up the time to go into that one as well. But in the middle here, if you guys were to click on get checklists, these are office checklists that Miss Sabra has actually made up herself. So these checklists relate to different transactions that you guys will experience as agents. So if you guys are looking for information on a North Carolina rental because you've never done one before, you guys can check out this checklist. She gives you an idea of everything that you will need as a part of this transaction, gives you an idea of who you're going to have to talk to, when that's going to be due by, making sure that you get everything checked off so you didn't miss anything. But if you guys are, maybe it's your first ever South Carolina buyer, there's going to be a whole checklist here for that South Carolina buyer, things that you guys can anticipate that you will be asked to do as an agent. Just so you, again, have all your ducks in a row, especially those first few transactions. If it's not quite muscle memory yet and you want to make sure that you're getting everything done that you need done, these are really great things for you guys to reference just because they're going to help give you some guidance there. Again, always reach out to people if you've got questions, but that's a good starting point as well. Utilize them as much as you like. I know several agents who have printed them off before. I know agents who are at that point in their business where they don't need these checklists anymore, but wherever you are in that, if you think that's something, again, that would be helpful to you, please use it. I'm going to take us away from there. Again, those are all Google Drive folders under that Office Resources tab. A little bit further down, we've got some information from the CE Shop. If you were to click on Find Classes, you'll actually notice we do have a dual branded website with them because we have a partnership with the CE Shop. CE Shop is one of those resources, if you're not familiar. They do offer post-licensing, pre-licensing, exam prep, all the things when it comes to real estate school, and it is not exclusive just to North Carolina or South Carolina. They do partner and work closely with a lot of different states. So maybe you want to do a Virginia license. They've got information about Virginia as well. So again, please check this out. They do offer lots of great discounts because, again, we are partnered very closely with them. And you'll notice right here, you'll even be able to see some of those discounts. But again, it'll also break it down in a way that you can see visibly what that discount will do to the price point. So again, just another great tool. I know that with the CE Shop, if I understand correctly, and I think I do, this is all going to be online for the most part. It's going to be self-paced. So if that's not something that's compatible with your learning style, that's okay. Go to Superior, do those in-person classes. We also partner with Superior, so there's opportunity there for you guys to get discounts as well. But the one thing I will note that I think is very special about CE Shop is if you guys have been toying with the idea of self-paced, maybe wondering, okay, maybe would that work well for me? Would I be successful in that? Because maybe I am dual career, maybe I don't have time to go to Superior and physically sit down for those classes. If you guys are curious of whether or not it's going to be a good fit for you, I know specifically for South Carolina, they do offer it, but I believe they do for North as well. There's a free trial. So you guys can actually check out what it's like to do self-paced learning online for a week straight. You'll get a kind of sample, if you will, of what that content would look like, how you guys would be going through the classes. So if that works really great for you guys, at the end of those 7 days, you can commit to it right there and pay for the remainder. If it doesn't work well for you guys, you get to walk away, no skin in the game. You get to just walk away and go back to those in-person classes. So check out the free trial if that's something that you guys think might be compatible for you. If you're, again, just messing around and wondering if it would work. The next thing I'm going to show you guys under CE Shop is under Agent Essentials. If you click on Hot Topics here, this is actually just a library of blogs, ebooks, podcasts, and videos that all relate to real estate. So if you guys are looking to diversify the feed that you're sharing through your social media, this is a really great way for you guys to do it. I know that a lot of times that can help you guys to get a little bit more traffic depending on what you're posting. So if that's going to incite more traffic to your page, absolutely go for it. Post some stuff. There's some educational pieces in here that's more about what's going on in the market. And there's also some really kind of like humorous ones that are just trying to be lighthearted. I know one that I always reference is they do a DIY fail. So, this DIY, did I do this? It's just humorous and fun and lighthearted. So it's something great that you guys can share and enjoy as well. There's things on here that you can learn from. There's things on here that your clients can benefit from learning as well. So check this out as much as you'd like. Share it if you'd like. The world is your oyster. I'm going to close out of there. Again, that's going to be all through the CE Shop. A little bit further on the same Office Resources, we do have the Valentine floor plan. People seldomly need that, I will be honest, but if you guys are having difficulty navigating the office in the first week or two, it is kind of a figure 8 shape. It's a little confusing for a bit. So feel free to print it off if you think that the Valentine floor plan would help walk you through the office a little bit. And down here, we have some numbers to know. So if you guys are North Carolina license only, but hey, I really want to get my South Carolina license, we've got our firm license number listed here for South Carolina. We've got several other really helpful bits of information as well. So if you guys are, again, filling out those forms or anything, this is where you guys can start if you're looking for a specific number. If it's not posted here, reach out to me, reach out to Tasha, reach out to your T group partner, they may know. But always happy to get that information for you guys. But again, just a starting point, if you're looking for it, this is a great reference area. Again, under office resources. So what you'll notice here is if you hover, there's a couple things up top here that were not available through the page. There are a couple extra bonus features, if you will. One being advertising guidelines. So if you guys are worried that maybe, hey, is this flyer okay to share? Do I have everything legally that I need on it as an agent? Check out the advertising guidelines. That's going to give you information on whether or not you've got everything you need to legally on there. Always reference Sabra and Tasha if you guys are really, truly worried that you might be missing something, get their approval on things. But advertising guidelines is a great place to start to make sure you've got everything you need to before you print it off and then you're like mad at yourself because you printed 100 things that aren't good to share. And the next thing here is the do not call list. If you guys are not familiar with the do not call list, I would highly recommend looking at that. It's going to give you information about people who you truly cannot call, or you will face fines if you do. So the do not call list, there's also information there on how to register to be a part of that. So you have that information shared with you. Like I said earlier, if you clicked on this office calendar button to the right here, it'll just drag you right down to the office calendar, nice and simple. But under tech resources, I'll show you guys a few more things before we wrap up today. If you were to go under tech resources, again, I'm just going to touch on a couple things here, but there is plenty offered, including a lot of reference stuff we've already talked about. Again, just in a smaller and easier spot. The one thing I will say about this specifically is I'm going to actually click on Marty Miller for Teams here. Marty Miller for Teams, and I'll pause this before it yells at us. Marty Miller for Teams. Marty Miller for Teams is actually a YouTube channel, again, if you guys are interested. It is a 66-day challenge, and it explains how to build up your KW marketing profile. So if you guys want to do it in pieces as opposed to a whole, maybe a couple hour day, I would recommend doing this. Again, they're all less than 10 minutes. So it just gives you piece by piece how you guys can do that, and it explains it in a very, very simple way. Again, tutorial style, you guys can always go back and reference it, but again, 66 days. So it breaks up that entire process over 66 days. So you can do it piece by piece and make it a seamless and easy process. Hopefully no more than a 10-minute commitment for you guys every day. So again, if this is something that you have interest in trying to build up right away, highly recommend Marty Miller for Teams because it'll be that constant kind of helpful little walkthrough tutorial. I'm going to close out real quick. Okay, so that was all under our tech resources. You'll notice again that we've got several other things on here, some of which we've already referenced. Pivot Shift Ahead is the next thing we're going to quickly touch on. I won't click on it, but Pivot Shift Ahead is actually run by a gentleman named James Shaw. James Shaw is very big in Keller Williams. He's actually, I believe, one of the heads of education in Keller Williams. And he does a call every single morning that our top producers swear by. They love his call, but it's about 15 minutes. And every morning, I think it's 8 a.m. is when they begin. But he just kind of gives you, again, information on where the market's at for the day. And here's different things we can be doing to change what we're doing, get back to the basics and how we can be tackling this marketing shift. So he was giving ideas. I know that a bunch of people were talking about it recently for Halloween. He was basically telling everyone that jumps on his call, if you guys are not putting your name on your candy when you hand it out to kids, you're doing something wrong. So he's like, make sure your sticker, your wrap, like you put a piece of paper wrapped around it, whatever. So he was giving you ideas. That's a really great way just to get the word out that you're a real estate agent. So he shares different strategies like that. And again, just touches base on where the market is at, gives you his ideas. So please jump on that call. Again, a lot of our top producers are on that call and they swear by it. They think it is one of the best things that you guys can do with a comfortable amount of time commitment. You don't want to necessarily sit 3 hours every single day, but 15 minutes in the morning, really great way to jumpstart your day. Under this helpful links tab, if you were to look at this, I'll talk about a couple things here. One, we do have our ALC meeting minutes. So if you guys miss an ALC meeting, but you want to know what the conversations they had, what they decided on for Valentine, you guys can check out what the meeting minutes were, kind of get a recap on what they discussed. The next thing here is our prayer request form. We take the fact that you guys are a KW family very seriously. So if there's ever anything going on in your lives that you would like to share with us so that we can help you guys with prayer power, please tell us. You can do that as simply as filling out this form here. But if that's not something that you want to do, if you'd rather just email me to save yourself a couple extra steps, go ahead and email me. And this can be something that's anonymous. This can be something that's private between leadership. This can also be something that if you really want prayer power, we will share it with the market center if we have your permission to do that. And we'll try to get everybody else to help us out with that. But the moral of the story here is that you guys very seriously are our family, and we take that very, very much to heart. So if you guys have anything going on, please keep us in the loop so we know, so that if there is any way we can be helping you, we're on top of it and we're doing that. If you know of someone in the office who's a little timid, again, doesn't maybe want to come forward, but you think it's something that we should know about, so again, we can be looking out for our own, please let us know, because we want to know that. So don't be a stranger. You guys have things going on. Make sure somebody, me, anybody knows so that we can help you guys. A little bit further, we've got KW Perks. KW Perks, actually KW came out with insurance. So it's through, I think it's still through Marketplace. But what I've understood is that on average, agents are saving 30 to 40% by using KW Perks. So check out KW Perks. If you guys are self-employed, if you do not have employment that's offering you insurance through another job, KW Perks is a great way for you guys to get access to discounted insurance rates and hopefully get you guys on a great plan that'll help you guys out a little bit. So check out their website. There's lots of information. You'll plug in some of yours and you'll be able to, I think, shop around and see what is available for the best price point. We've also got scheduling a conference room right here to make it a little fast for you guys. The next thing, this one I actually will show you guys quickly, is strategic vendor partners. This is going to be an entire Google sheet here, a live document that is built up of all those partners we've got. So if you did not join the Facebook page, oh crap, I had a client call me and I didn't have a chance to check out that page yet. Go ahead and check out this spreadsheet, because this spreadsheet has all of those individuals on here. We've got them all organized by the industry that they serve. We've got them listed by their company name, who our contact is specifically, their information, their services, their website, everything that we know about them is shared on the sheet. So again, these are all vetted vendors that we work very hard to make sure fit your needs, fit your clients' needs, and are going to do the right thing and help you guys out in the best possible customer service. So utilize all of these vendors as much as you need to. Again, this is a great way for you guys to accomplish that rule of 3, so you guys can get 3 quotes and share them with your clients. We've got, for example, financial planning. If you guys were looking for something like that, we've got two specific companies that we work very closely with, lots of different representatives for it. We've got several companies for home inspection. We've got insurance reps, all that great stuff and more. So use this spreadsheet. It's as simple as going to our website and finding it under the helpful links. It's right here under strategic vendor partners. We've also got a couple things here, like Think Like a CEO podcast. That is Jay Papazan and Gary Keller. They do a podcast where they just kind of talk, again, business, being a business owner, what that looks like, conversations that you can be having about finances. So if you're into podcasts, you're going on a run. I just ran out of my last podcast. Think Like a CEO is a really great one. Again, no requirement, but it's just something you guys are welcome to use. Book recommendations. There's also Keller Inc., which is an opportunity for you guys to buy Keller Williams print materials. So we do offer some that are for sale here in this office. So always feel free to ask what we've got available. But I know we sell like the MREA book and things like that. But if you guys are struggling to find something, maybe it's not available through the office, you guys can use Keller Inc. It's a great way for you guys to find that. And the last thing here is Outfront Magazine. Outfront Magazine is pretty phenomenal. And the reason I share this one specifically is, again, they publish monthly. But the great thing that I always talk about with our agents is, again, social media has become obviously a very big platform for people. And sometimes that can be the best thing you can do to advertise your business. So if you're thinking about implementing social media into being a very strong marketing platform for your business, but you're not sure what you should be posting, Outfront Magazine actually releases monthly. They'll have the entire month. They give you an idea for a post every single day. So maybe it's not Christmas, so I can't post about Christmas, but what can I post on this random foggy, gross Tuesday? They'll have something there that you guys can be talking about just to give you an idea of what you can be sharing to make sure that profile stays active. You're getting in front of your people and everyone has information coming from you. Your name stays in front of them often. That's a really, really great resource for you guys. If you're struggling on conceptually what you should be sharing, that's a great spot to check out. And the last thing I'm going to talk to you guys about, and this is very, very quick, is this I need tech help button right here in the upper right corner. If you guys are having any issues with tech, maybe we're troubleshooting, something's wrong with my command, I can't get into DocuSign, or you just would like the opportunity to sit down with Jules and Leah, get to meet them, get to know them, talk to them about where you're at and what you guys can discuss, things like, how can I log into command? Can you just show me really quickly, like walk me through it? So they'll be doing that one-on-one with you. They do 30-minute free consultation. So all you have to do is click I need tech help and you'll see a calendar generates here. So it's as simple as clicking on the date of availability. Anything that's available will be that blue circle. You'll click on it and you'll be able to see all the available appointments they have on that day. And you'll be able to go ahead and if you click on it right there, you confirm, provide your email, state whether or not you prefer to meet here in the office or through Zoom even, and then it drops right on their calendar. They're aware of the appointment and they're excited to meet you. So take advantage of the 30-minute free consultations. They are absolutely incredibly knowledgeable. Both of them actually came from Scott Leroy. So they've got several years experience with Scott Leroy and now they've built up their own business. They also do offer concierge services. So if you guys are interested in leveraging a little bit, maybe I'm not the best with tech and I really would love it if they could help me out with a smart plan. They'll be able to help create a smart plan for you and blast out to your entire database, all of your contacts, things like that. So they are very, very helpful. They're happy to help take some of that off of your hands and do it for you. And they'll be able to discuss some of the plans and things that they offer. So meet with them, have that conversation. And if nothing else, have them help you to understand command. Have them help you to just kind of walk through things. But as I mentioned, they both do offer 2-hour classes every Tuesday. And they can be, the topics are obviously shared on the calendar and also on Facebook. But if you guys are looking for anything specific, maybe when's the next time they talk about DocuSign, you'll be able to reference that calendar, have an idea and attend that class. Sometimes, again, they also kind of like Scott Leroy, they'll talk about Facebook ads. I think one of the next ones they've got is a video workshop where they're going to be sitting with you guys, making TikToks and Instagram reels and having fun just to get that out there and get you guys over the discomfort and like kind of fear maybe of posting like that. So they're going to help make it fun and get you guys in motion. So that's really kind of the bulk of the resources here on KWB Resources. There's plenty more out there and plenty more that you guys can explore on your own. I'm not going to bog you down with more information. I swear, I'm done word vomiting. So if any of it, I hope that this was helpful for you guys. But again, the best thing I think for digesting the information you just received is go home and just kind of walk yourself through the website as well. Go back through, make sure you can kind of go tab to tab, remember what we talked about, reference different things specifically. If you guys are noticing that anything is not adding up, maybe I can't remember where she went to get this specific information, shoot me an email and I'm happy to share it with you. This recording, as I mentioned, will also be posted to that YouTube channel. So you guys can slow me down since I know I talk really fast. You guys can go back through and kind of chunk it down a little bit better. But with that being said, for the time being, are there any questions I can help to answer in this moment? Transaction. Yes. So they're going to be your transaction group partners. So as you guys are going through transactions or even just trying to learn ahead of time, they'll be able to help share some helpful insight for you. And again, Connie actually has been a 2-group partner since the program's inception. So she's been doing this for years. Tasha being a big associate, she's also got plenty of experience. Everyone's got a lot of experience. So even as a seasoned agent, if you would prefer to still ask that question, you're more than welcome to, because they very well might have some of that information for you. So yeah. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time depending on the service. So that might take a little bit. But have you heard back from them? Okay. Okay. So then what I will do is I would recommend maybe just reaching back out. If it's been like a day or two, I'd recommend just reaching back out and saying, hey, I just wanted to confirm whether or not you guys would be able to assist me with this. And then they'll more than likely probably get back to you right away, especially if they realize, ooh, I didn't see his first email. But they should be able to assist you with that. And if not, I'm happy to help you get connected with them too. Because I don't know, they probably recognize my name now because I bother them so much. So maybe I'll have a leg up in helping you out. But they are very, very great. And that is something that they do offer. So they'll be able to help you. Yeah. Is there any other questions that stand out right now for anybody? No? Okay. I'm going to check the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. So without further ado, this is the conclusion of orientation. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you taking an hour out of your day to learn a little bit more. So like I said, if there are any questions, please do not be a stranger. I'm always happy to help answer them. I think the only thing that I may have missed in conversation today, we do have a mail room. And I'm just going to briefly say this. The mailroom is just to the right of the front desk here. There's a purple back wall, kind of similar to this one here, just so you can easily recognize it. There's a series of filing cabinets in there organized by your last name. So any mail that is ever directed to the office, that's where you can find it. Packages included. Sue will actually email you when a package is dropped off, so you're aware of it and can come pick it up. But you'll find any of that mail stored there for you. Did you have a... I was going to say including that permit, and that's what I was going to say next. And also, if you guys go on to get South Carolina license, that's where those are usually dropped off. So if you guys are looking for that, that is where you'll find it. They like to give it to the firm, not to you. I don't know why. So that's where you guys can find things like that. And then the only other thing I'm going to reference really briefly for those of you who are here in person today is that we do have key fobs as well to get into the office. The double doors downstairs will lock beyond a certain hour. I believe it's like 7 o'clock in the evenings and maybe 6 a.m. in the mornings. So that entire time they'll be locked Monday through Friday. And then over the weekends, they're locked all day. So if you guys would like to have opportunity to be in the office during those lock times, I can get you a key fob. So just let me know. You're welcome to follow me back to my office if you'd like one. It's free to you guys as agents. So I'll go ahead and I can get you signed up for that. They also are, I can have them activated for the gym here as well. If you guys are interested in taking advantage of the gym, also free. Let me know because I can have Sue activate that for you guys for the gym. So if you guys would like, I'll go ahead and end this up right here and we can go back to my office. I'll get some key fobs handed out and then we can get those activated so you guys can have access all day long to the building if you really want. You guys could sleep here if you really need to. We've got some comfortable couches. It's great. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, email me. Andrew, I will be sending you the recording, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.